Well, it's been 3 months since a federal judge ruled union workers with the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad could not strike over a new attendance policy, saying a strike would harm the supply chain. BNSF workers say the high-vis points-based attendance policy now means that they're on call to work 90% of the time compared to the previous 75. Dozens of community members protested against the policy today, and as News 8's Jenna Webster now reports, they say it's not just the train workers who will be harmed by high-vis.
Dozens of people rallied in Fort Madison Sunday afternoon.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! High-vis has got to go!
To call for the end of a BNSF attendance policy that gives each worker 30 points for the rest of their career. But workers lose as many as 7 points for a day taken off.
Get rid of high-vis!
Jeff Kurtz.
They wanted to penalize him points for that.
Worked as an engineer for BNSF for 40 years before retiring in 2014.
What I would tell people is you'll miss things, but you weren't expected to miss everything. You could take off.
The Lee County Labor Chapter helped organize the rally.
We want to make sure that everybody understands the consequences that could happen if these high-vis policies continue or even get worse.
They say not only does the high-vis policy overwork the train's conductors and engineers.
They are literally chained to the railroad at all times.
But tired workers could pose a safety issue for the communities the trains run through.
They haul, dangerous loads on these trains, and they need to be alert.
On top of all of this, BNSF union workers have been without a contract since 2019, meaning they've also worked without a raise for a little over 2 years. And attendance policies like high-vis is something the union says it wants to be able to negotiate in future contracts.
It's time for this to be a negotiated item.
Dennis Pierce is the national president of the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainmen Union.
And that's where we're pushing in our final push through our contract negotiations to try to get that accomplished, to where not only are these policies removed, but everyone has access to predictable days off.
Both the union and the Lee County Labor Chapter say it's time for a change, saying you work to live, not the other way around. In Fort Madison, Jenna Webster, WQAD, News 8.
The BLET and Smart TD unions who represent BNSF workers say more than 700 have left the railroad since the high-vis policy began in February. Meanwhile, BNSF tells News 8 that it has more workers than it did a year ago and is currently training 300 more. BNSF also says effective June 1st, there will be changes to the policy based on employee feedback, but would not say what those changes are.